Hey, today's Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A all about dropshipping on eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. As always, I'm your host, Paul J Lipsky, and today I want to address a question that I've been getting from a lot of people, and that's what happened to tags on Facebook Marketplace. So I'll be talking about that in just a minute, but I did want to let you guys know, for those of you who are just joining us, first time here, that I do these live streams for you every single week on Tuesday. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification so you get alerted when I do go live. And check out the description underneath this video. I have a lot of free stuff for you there. Some free mini courses, some free webinars, different things to learn all about dropshipping, as well as my paid courses if you want to sign up for those. And go ahead and click those links and check them out. All right, so let's talk about today's topic. And then if you guys have any questions about dropshipping, making money online, eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, just ask your question in the live chat. That's what these Tuesday live chats are all about. Anytime you guys have questions, you can join me for the Tuesday live chat, ask your question live, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Okay, so Facebook Marketplace, when you used to list items, they used to have this option here on the left where it would give you the option to add tags. And as of right now, that option is no longer available. It used to be right over here on the left. So when you were listing items, you would upload the photos for the item, you do a title, you do the price, you do the category and description. And then down here, there would be an option for the tags. And it used to be here. And as of right now, it's just not here anymore. So a lot of people have been wondering what's going on with that. Because for some accounts, the option for tags is still there, but for some accounts, it's not there, as you were able to see. So personally, the account that I use a lot, the tag option is no longer there, but there are some other accounts that I have access to that do still have the tag option. So the question a lot of people have is, why is this happening? Are they being penalized? Are tags being taken away from them? Is that some sort of, are they being penalized for any reason? And is this affecting their account? Is this having a negative impact on their sales by not having the tag option? Now, for any of you who are my students inside my course, Marketplace Dropshipping Titans, you know that specifically in the course, when I talk about listing items, I say, you know what, don't spend too much time on tags because they're really not that important. And I think that's still the case. I think that's obviously something that Facebook agrees with, which is one of the reasons that they're getting rid of it. I think what's far more important is not the tags, but having good photos, having a good title, having the right price, and having the right description. Basically what tags were a way for you to mark what the items are. So let's say you were selling a camera. You would say one of the tags would be camera. It would be, let's say, Sony, if it was a Sony camera. And you could add a bunch of different tags in there that describe the item. Well, guess what? That's exactly what the description does. So it's kind of redundant. And I think Facebook Marketplace or Facebook realize that, and that's why they're getting rid of it. What's more important is that you have the good titles and you have the right keywords in the description as well. You don't need the redundancy of having them in the tags. So the question is, why do some people have tags still, and why do a lot of people not have tags anymore? Because let me share my screen here. I was going through just doing some research online into this. I was on Reddit, and a lot of people, starting a month ago, started to see their tags removed. A lot of people were saying that. Some people were saying they still have it. But if you come over to this this Facebook group that I'm part of, that's just for members of, just for people who have the shipping option on Facebook Marketplace, there are people in here complaining that the tags were taken away. And down here is an admin for the group who works for Facebook that says, yes, this is just a test running. So I think it's pretty clear that this is just some sort of test that Facebook Marketplace is doing, where they're saying, hey, what happens if we get rid of tags? What happens to those accounts? Because I think they realize that it's just redundant, it's not necessary, and they're just kind of scaling back by getting rid of it. So this is verification. This is just a test. It's obviously been about a month now that it's been running, and we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of tags entirely. I haven't seen any sort of negative impact from it, and like I said, I just don't think it's really necessary. Okay, let's see who's here. We have Joey here. What's up, Joey? Tom Tyler's Take. What's up, Tyler? Thanks for being here. I know a lot of you guys said the video was buffering and freezing, those of you watching it live, but I think it should be good now. That's the notification. Someone just said it should be working now. All right, Jason has a question here. I'm having some stupidness on with Facebook Marketplace where a lot of my items are always under review and they stay in that status forever. Can't get them out of review status. Yeah, I feel you on that. I've had that happen as well for some items, and I can't really figure out why. I kind of thought maybe it was the time of the day, where if I listed some items during certain times of the day when they have not as many representatives there who are able to review it. So let me back up and kind of explain this. So when you list items onto Facebook Marketplace, again, this is kind of what it looks like when you list items. You list up the photos, the tags, the price, description. If you have tags, you add tags as well. And then there's a few other steps, and then it has to go through a review process. Now, my assumption is that it's first like a bot that reviews it, and the bot will either say, yes, this is totally fine, this is obviously fine, or it will say, I'm not sure about this, this could be something that violates one of our policies and can't be on Facebook Marketplace. And in which case, it will go to a physical person who will then verify that, and then they will either approve it or deny it. And my thought maybe was that if you're listing items during a time of the day where there's not a lot of those representatives who review it, that it kind of gets added to a list that's supposed to be taken care of later, but then it just keeps piling up and just gets lower and lower on the list. That's kind of like my assumption about it, but I just don't know. I mean, we can't just pull back the curtain and kind of see what's going on. So Jason, I would just try to list those items again later and see if it goes through. If it does go through, then it's probably something like that. Unfortunately, like I said, you just can't pull back the curtain and see what's going on over there with Facebook Marketplace. Well, we just don't have the kind of access and information. And it could just be some sort of weird bug that they have going on. Hey, Paul, keep us on our toes by going live an hour early. Yes, sorry, Kimberly. I am changing time zones a lot. So right now I'm on the West Coast, and I was kind of screwed up on the time, and then we have to do some driving to get somewhere, so I just got totally messed up. So yes, this is a little bit earlier than normal, but I did want to make sure I got here, did the live stream as promised every single week for you guys. But hopefully next week we'll be back at the normal time. All right, I've been pricing my items at a 30% margin, doing pretty well. The problem is that I'm making very little profit on smaller items, and I was wondering if you have a good dynamic profit method. Yeah, so I don't want to give away all the secrets because that's something that my students pay for, but if you're a member of the course, there is a way that we kind of make sure we make good profit on every single sale. But yeah, one thing you could definitely do is increase the profit on cheaper items. There's no harm in you trying different pricing sort of formulas and seeing how it works. And if it doesn't work, if your sales slow down, then just pull back, go back to the way it was, and then just concentrate on the higher priced items. I definitely prefer higher priced items because then you can still have actually a smaller markup even and still make more profit in terms of dollar amount, especially on something like Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, that's why I generally prefer higher priced items eventually. But for new sellers, I really recommend you stick with cheaper items, even if you're not going to make as much profit, because with the cheaper items, they're going to sell faster, because the cheaper an item is, the more likely someone will impulse buy that item from you. And that's what you want. You want someone to make an impulse purchase from you without really shopping around. And the quickest way, or one of the criteria for an impulse purchase, is something that's cheaper in price. You're not going to have a lot of listings at first. So let's say you have, let's say for an item that costs $100, 1 out of every 100 people who looks at that item will buy it. This is just kind of as an example. Everything else being the same. So 1 out of 100 people who look at your $100 item will purchase it. So that means you have to have 100 people look at your item in order to purchase it. But let's say if you have a $20 item, you just need 1 out of, let's say, 20 people to view it. So that's why you can see if you have more cheaper items, you're going to sell more items. even if you don't sell more expensive items. And that will just allow the ball to get rolling. It will show Facebook Marketplace that, hey, yeah, this person knows what they're doing. They're making sales, they're fulfilling orders, and then they drive more traffic to you. And that's really the name of the game at first. It's just to get that ball rolling, so that you can kind of prove that concept to yourself and to Facebook Marketplace. So Jason's saying, since they got rid of the tags, it seems that my sales have dropped. So Jason, I would just make sure that all the keywords that you would have put in your tags, that they're now in the title and in the description as well. I think that's really critically important, because they're still getting the same information. It's just where they're getting it from, and they're no longer getting it from tags. Hey, what's up, Kyle? Thanks for being here. So Kyle's one of my students, and we were chit-chatting on Instagram the other day, and he's absolutely doing amazing with his drop shipping. So congratulations, Kyle. That's awesome to hear how well you've been doing. Hey Paul, I love your videos. I live in Ukraine, and it's difficult for us to do drop shipping on eBay, Amazon, and Facebook Marketplace. Are there any alternatives for people abroad to sell on the US market? So yeah, it is a little bit, it's definitely difficult. And unfortunately, because I don't live abroad, and because I do live here in the United States and I am a US citizen, that's what I know, and that's how I always approach it. So I really just can't put myself in your shoes. I can't tell you, oh, this is what you should do, because I haven't been able to test that myself, because I'm just not in that position. I do know I've had a lot of students, a lot of subscribers who live outside the United States who have had really massive success with drop shipping. So it is possible, if you would just adapt what I'm talking about here on YouTube and make it work. I just hate how some listings are always under review, especially I sell a total gym with workouts DVD. Every time I list it, it's a hot seller, it gets reviewed. Annoying. Yeah, so that tells me that there is a bot involved, right? That tells us that there is a bot where every time you list it, it's seeing the same thing. It's seeing the same, something catches it and puts it into review. So I think that's what it is. And if it's selling, then I wouldn't mess around with the title and description too much, but changing it might pull it out of review or prevent it from being reviewed, but more likely it won't. But yeah, it's just the way it is. Thanks for the reminder to hit the thumbs up button. Thanks, Gene. I appreciate it. It's a Facebook scream test. Facebook gets rid of tags and all the Facebook Marketplace users scream. Yeah, it feels like that, right? It's not related to today's topic, but please answer my question. Can we use an EIN instead of a social security number as if someone is not living in the US? For some marketplaces, you can. Last time I looked for Facebook Marketplace, you cannot. So when you start selling on Facebook, sorry guys, I gotta turn on the AC. It's gonna be a little loud, but it's just too hot in here. So I just apologize for the noise a little bit.
Open the windows?
No, turn on the AC. It's good. All right. Where was I with that question? Yeah, so when you start selling on Facebook Marketplace, you're allowed to sell, but once you hit $600 in sales, they will ask for your tax information. And then once they hit your tax information, last time I looked, you couldn't submit an EIN. You either needed a social security number or an ITIN. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So it really means you can't really run a business with it. But that's the way it is. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to try to fix the noise. All right. Just turn the microphone. And then think. All right. So, guys, let me know if you could hear me. You should not be able to hear the AC anymore, but I'm not sure. Maybe that helped with the AC. Okay. How can we stand out when listing on Facebook? So there's a few things you can do. The best thing is do product research and just keep adding more items. Facebook Marketplace is still really new. There's not as many sellers on it as there are on other marketplaces, and there's a ton of buyers, especially in the proportion of sellers to buyers. There's just a huge number of buyers. So there's plenty of room to go around, plenty of customers on there. So if you keep adding more items because it's still new, you're going to be adding products that other people don't have, using titles that other people don't have. So you'll stand out just that way alone. But you can also try to use different photos from other people than what other people use, and just make better titles as well. All right. All right, we are good now. Yeah, the sound is fine. Great. Thank you. All right, I'm glad to hear that. Doing it, which is with retail drop shipping. So that means we find items on like Walmart and Amazon.com. We list them up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Once they sell, we then buy it from those marketplaces, and we then buy it from those retailers like Walmart or Amazon, and the retailer ships it directly to the customer. So we never have to touch or handle the inventory at all. Now, what that means is that if I list up an item from Amazon on the Facebook Marketplace, what happens if the price changes on Amazon? What happens if the item goes out of stock on Amazon? Well, luckily we do have software that takes care of that for us. So the software I use, AutoDS, it will actually send me an email anytime there's one of those price or stock changes. It'll say, hey, this item on Amazon that you put into AutoDS that you told us you listed on Facebook Marketplace, the price changed. You might want to go onto Facebook Marketplace now and change the price on Facebook Marketplace. So that's a really useful software because it means we don't have to constantly be checking Amazon, checking Walmart for literally hundreds of items, seeing if there's any price or stock changes, because that software does it for us automatically and sends us those notifications. And I do have a link to AutoDS in the description of this video. That is my affiliate link, but I only recommend them because I actually use them. I actually think they're the best one out there for this. So that link is down below if you want to use it. Okay, where do we leave off? Having issues being able to change the price of an item I've been selling. Facebook tells me that I'm unable to change the price due to there being orders in place already. Yeah, so this is one of those weird things about Facebook Marketplace where when you sell an item, you then can't go and edit and change the item. So usually what we do is just relist the item up for sale, and that's the easiest thing to do. But a lot of people do have the option to edit. All right, guys. I don't know if you can see me again, but obviously we cut out there, had some internet issues. I don't know if this is working again. All right, I think I'm back in. Let me know if you guys can see me again. I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. Hopefully you guys can see me. So those of you who don't know, I travel full time. So we're in a camper van, travel around the country full time while I do drop shipping and this YouTube channel from the road. We have several internet solutions here in the van, and normally one of them works just fine. Today, I think I just felt a little bit rushed. Didn't really maybe get the internet set up the way I wanted it to. So obviously it's not working as well. So I do apologize for that. Usually every single week, this goes off a lot smoother. So I do apologize. And hopefully next week we're just back to the typical standard that I normally have. All right. So what was I talking about? But I will say, that's one of the coolest things about running online businesses that are completely online, like drop shipping, is that you can do them from anywhere. As long as you have an internet connection and a computer, you can do it. And you don't even need as strong of an internet connection as I do. I just have try to have such a strong one for these live streams, which obviously doesn't always work. But as long as you have some internet connection, you're good. And you can get internet everywhere these days, right? So that's what's really amazing about this this business, and what really attracted me to it, and why I'm so like passionate about it and teaching it to others as well, especially now that I get to travel full time while doing it. All right, where did I leave off? All right, guys, cut out again, so I apologize. You know what? I am going to just end this stream here because obviously there's some issue with my internet. I do apologize, guys. Normally this goes much smoother, but I will see you guys next week at the normal time here on hopefully the normal time here on YouTube, which is normally 4 p.m. Eastern time for the live stream. And I'll be much better prepared with better internet, I promise you. So thanks for your patience, everyone. Sorry I didn't get to your question.